Lesson 6. Navigating the Patient Chart. In this lesson, you'll learn how to navigate the patient chart in My Service Chart. The patient chart serves as the central location for viewing and managing patient information throughout the course of care. Before making any updates or documenting in a patient's record, always verify that you have opened the correct patient. At the top of the patient details page, review the patient's name, date of birth, program or service they are receiving, their current status, and their medical record number, or MRN. The program identifies the service the patient is currently receiving. The status indicates whether the patient is active or inactive. The medical record number, or MRN, is the patient's unique identifier. Since patients may have similar or identical names, always verify the date of birth and MRN to verify that you are working in the correct patient record. Below the patient profile, you'll find the medical details and administrative details sections, which provide a quick summary of important patient information. Across the top of the patient chart are several tabs that organize information into different sections. We'll briefly review each one. Patient Details contains the patient's demographic information, contact information, emergency contacts, insurance information, pharmacies, care team assignments, and administrative information. Chart provides access to the patient's clinical documentation and other records maintained throughout the course of care. Intake Tasks displays the admission tasks completed during the intake process and tracks any remaining requirements before or during admission. Meds and Diagnosis contains the patient's medications and diagnoses. Because this section is used primarily by clinical staff, it will be covered in greater detail in a later module. Task Tracker allows staff to monitor and manage patient-related tasks. Notes is intended for general communication and informational notes related to the patient. Notes are not intended for clinical documentation. Instead, they provide helpful operational information that assists staff when interacting with the patient. Examples include door access codes, instructions to enter through a side door or gate, parking instructions, preferred methods of contact, interpreter requirements, or other non-clinical information that helps staff safely provide services. ADLs and IADELs documents the patient's functional abilities and the level of assistance required with activities of daily living and instrumental activities of daily living. Functional limitations and medical equipment. Records mobility limitations, assistive devices, durable medical equipment, and other functional considerations. Miscellaneous Files stores additional documents that are part of the patient's record. Historic Data provides access to historical information maintained within the patient's chart. Finally, notice the quick action icons located at the top of the patient details page. These shortcuts provide quick access to commonly used functions, including printing the patient's face sheet, viewing the patient's schedule, creating contact notes and progress notes, editing patient information, discharging a patient, and deactivating a patient record. We'll review each of these quick actions in the next lesson. Understanding how the patient chart is organized will help you quickly locate information and work more efficiently throughout My Service Chart.